close all of this out. Um, Not my Zoom, just my Facebook. Okay, so yay, I'm so glad that you guys are with me. As you can see, I have got, now mine is not square. I wish it was totally like rectangle, but it's not. But it doesn't matter. It's just a regular household sponge. I'm going to share my overhead camera and straighten this up here so y'all can see. And again, I've got Miss Miriam with me, so I'm excited. She's come on. And again, if you guys want to come on, I left the link in the event so that you can come on. So my paint today, and again, you guys can do any colors. I got blue and green and white and yellow and orange. Um, Basically, I'm going to put the orange, a little bit of orange in the sky. So if you don't have orange, you have, red or pink, you can do that, or you don't have to use that at all. You could do just blue and white. But uh, I'm hoping this is going to be fun for you all. I do need, I should have put me out a little bit of brown. I think I want some brown. Uh, I don't need it. I'll just go with what I got. Maybe a little bit of black. And you guys will see why I need that here pretty soon. And I know sometimes I say, I'm sort of fly by the seat of my pants, and I'm sorry, you guys, if that gets on your nerves. It's just, I think it's, I need to get better at organizing stuff, but I know what I'm going to paint. And I didn't know that until, until I got everything set up. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm going to paint with this. But again, I got blue, white, yellow, green, and orange, and just a little tiny bit of black. And so, and very little tiny bit of black will you need. So we're going to just go ahead and get started. Now the canvas I got, this is just a canvas pad that I use. I have so many like wrapped canvases that I just use this because it is so, it looks like it's gotten really blurry for some reason. Is it? Is it blurry on your all's end? I don't know why that done that. But on here it looks blurry.
It's a little fuzzy.
I don't know why it done that. Let me. I don't know. Let me see. Let me change it off again. Let me just switch my camera. Hey y'all, here I am. Here I am again. But I'm going to switch my camera and see. Yay, here goes Miss Carolyn. Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited. You guys are coming on with me. Yay. Okay, that helped. Whatever that was, whatever the deal was. So we're going to get started. Again, if you guys are just joining me, I've got blue and white and yellow. I put a little bit of orange. You don't have to. This is going to be like a sky. You can use pink. You can use, or just red and white, green, and just a little tiny bit of black. And so what we're going to do, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my sponge. And if you've got the rectangle sponge, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right here in the corner. And I'm going to, I want you guys to see what I'm doing. I'm just going to cut the corner off. Okay. And I might do this one too. Just to have an extra one if I need it. And we'll use every little piece of this. But right now, this is going to be our main. The reason I did that, look here, it makes it so easy to put your hands there and to be able to really do that. But also we could use these little pieces to create. And I've got an idea of what I want to do. I've never done this, people. So not with like what I'm getting ready to do. Now I've done canvases before with sponges, but I've never done what I'm doing right now for you guys. So anyway, now I have got actual canvas. If you've got paper, you do not want to dampen your sponge. But because I've got a canvas, I'm not going to go like I'm not going to dip this in water. But look, I dipped my fingers in water, and I'm just going to go across that very gently with a little bit of water. And again, this is with canvas. If you've got paper, you won't need to do this. Or like construction paper, you won't need to do it. But just a little bit of water, and that is wonderful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I think the first thing I'm going to do is just pick up some of this yellow. And look, I'm going to just go where I've sort of cut that at the corner. I'm going to start there at that corner. Because this, I'm going to just put right here in the center. And I'm just going to pat it out. I'm not going to do, look, I'm going to just go across it after I do that. And you can see, like, again, my canvas is very, like, it will grab this paint. So that's why, just with the sponge, sometimes you got to just, either you could dampen your canvas before you start, or I like to just dampen my sponge. And then from there, I'm just going to start picking up some white, and I'm going to go right into that, right over top of it. And I'm just going to go all the way around it with this white. Okay. And then I'm going to just pick up, I'm going to pick up some blue. And I'm going to put a lot of, I'm going to mix now this will be your sky. So you can do it as dark or as light as you want. I want mine really like light because I'm going to put water down here and it's going to be darker. Okay. And I'm just going to go all the way across. And I'm even going to go right into what I just did, right over top of that. Not necessarily in the yellow, maybe, just because it's might turn green if you've got a lot of yellow in there. But look, these little streaks through here, I love it. I'm not like really rubbing it in there, like really, really, a lot of paint on there. Now, I know this right now, it looks rough, but we're going to go and now I'm going to pick up just a little bit more of the darker blue, and I'm going to go right across here and do like a horizon line. Okay. But before I go down in here, I still have a little bit of white, and I'm just going to start sort of making I'm just barely touching this right there with that corner. And I'm just going to start really like weaving in some fluffy little puffy clouds. And they don't have to be perfect. I'll pick up just a little bit more white in there because I want, and I'm just going to mix in some. All I'm doing is doing little circles here. And it can be very random. It doesn't have to be any kind of pattern. And pick up just a little bit more white and maybe go over here just a little bit. And really what I'm doing is I'm cleaning up these rough edges here on this yellow. because we just don't want any hard edges if we can get out of it. And that's why these little circles. Now this right here, you sort of want a hard edge. Okay. And then I think what I'm going to do, like I said, now I picked up some orange. I hope you guys are following me. I hope you guys can see me. I see Miss Patty had commented, but if anyone else is with me, please, I would love to see your comments. I've got my phone over here where I can see if anyone's commenting. We are delayed just a little bit, so sometimes it might be a little bit. Now I've got a little bit of orange here, and I'm gonna go, too bright. I'm gonna go into the white with that. And look here, I'm just gonna go all the way across this. That's still a little bit too bright. I'm gonna go back into like oh, way too much. Now these sponge holds a lot of paint. So, it's very easy just to pick up way too much. But all you do on that case is that you just keep adding just a little bit more white, and you can blend it all into where they look like fluffy little clouds. I think I'm actually going to, I got the corner of this. Hope y'all can see what I'm doing. Let's get this down. And I'm going to just sort of almost make it look like there's rays shooting from that. I'm just picking up that corner of that white. And I'm just going to all the way out, to sort of shoot that out there. Okay. I don't like how this looked over here, so I'm gonna pick up just a little bit more blue here, I think. Pretty dark. I got that pretty dark blue. Again, this is a sky. You guys can do it as dark, light as you want. I'm just going to mix this in a little bit more. And if you go in, warning, if you got a lot of yellow and you are going in with this blue, it could turn green very easily. I'll go right back up here in the corner a little bit. Do some of this blue. And I'm trying to keep it pretty much on those edges to where I can make those little curls, little swirls around. Back over top of this right here, clean it up a little bit. And if there's too much, getting a little bit of fuzz, I think, off of my brush. Off of my sponge, I keep getting just a little bit of like fuzz off of it. I'll just go out here just a tiny little bit with some more of the, maybe a little bit more of the orange, not so bright, but Yeah, I just want it to look like it's cascaded across the sky there. Like the tops of the clouds are just, I sort of like that all the way down here too. Okay. I think I'm gonna move this in just a little tiny bit, and I think that will be our sky. That's a lot of paint on that paper. I realize that, guys. So if that's all what you got. Now my canvas, of course, it holds a lot of paint. Okay. So basically now I'm not going to go into water with this. I'm going to take a paper towel. I want you to see what I'm doing here. And you're going to get this all over your hands. I'll warn you. But I'm just going to really like try to get as much of that paint out of there with the paper towel as I can. And it's not really going to matter where we're going, but I just don't want, now I'm going to pick up dark blue and I'm going to add some white to that. And it's going to be darker than the sky, okay? So I'm going to just go across here and just see what it's going to look like. Let's see if I want it darker. And I will here on the sides, but right here in the center where we have this, it's like the sun here shining and all of these fluffy clouds, we want to put those same colors in the clouds and stuff, or in the water. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to come straight down here and it's going to be very light. And I'm just going to go all the way across. Just get that out of my brush or out of my sponge. But right here in the center, I'm going to put quite a bit of white. That way when I go to put my other colors in there, I can get them in there. And see, I like that it's leaving some white right in here because it looks like waves. I kept trying to remember because I've done so many paintings and I've done murals and everything on the walls. Now I was said I've never done water with a sponge, but I got to thinking I did a prayer room one time for my church, and I did because it was a big wall. I did remember that I did do some sponge work on that wall just to really cover it quickly. Excuse me. Again, I've got more blue, this time darker. Look, and the darker the horizon line right to here, you definitely want dark up to a point, but not in that center, okay? And I'm going to just go through here and I'm going to put some dark in here. I'm just sort of scraping that through there. I want this straight as I can get it. And these ladies know that they've been painting with me, and I'm not good at straight lines. So if you actually need something to help you do a straight line, that might be good. I'm right back over here with my white. And I do have this straighter edge I could probably use to try to clean that up a little bit. And this will be all in my hands though. So anyway, so we're just going to continue to come down here and do the water. We're going to just finish it up with blue and white. And try to leave as much like light here in the center as you can, okay? As we're going to put in after we get this water and we like what we got. As y'all can see, it's very simple to create a painting. It is. It's very simple. This is just the same tool. I've never changed it. And I'm just changing up the corners or however it is that I've used it. So if you're just joining me or if you haven't got your supplies or anything, it's just a household sponge and I cut the corners off of it. Again, so that I can really grip that. And if I need to squeeze it and do something with it, like if I really wanted to squeeze that, I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Like if I really wanted to like come over here and like put ripples in these waves, it is so easy to grip that and just use that corner. And so we'll put some of that in there too. And just have it like really like it's foaming up there. Okay. Now, I still have a lot of white in this, and that's good because I'm going to go into white and then I'm going to go into yellow. And right in here, I want that mixed in a little bit. I don't want it all like, it's actually turning again where I've got so much blue. It will turn green on you if you add the yellow. So again, I'm going to clean that off a little bit more. If I have to, like I said, I could always switch the sides. Now, I'm a messy painter. This is acrylic. It washes off very easily. Um, but if you have to, just to make for sure you don't get green, you can, which, water has got a lot of green in it, ocean water, so probably wouldn't matter too much. But I'm going to go back, look, I'm going back in the yellow and I'm going to mix it with white. And right in here, where this brightest part of this yellow is, look here, I'm going to just go across to make that reflection. And it's going to keep getting a little bit wider as we go out, okay? And then I'm going to do the same thing with just that I'm barely touching just a little bit of. Now, again, if you didn't have orange, you had red, or if you didn't even bring those colors, you could just do white and yellow. That's fine. But I'm going to pick up just a little bit of that orange. I don't want it to be overwhelming. But again, it's going to be the reflection. And it could it's sort of uneven because the clouds are uneven. But the water, you think about the ocean water, it's always going to run. Still didn't get I think I like that, like to just really pick up quite a bit of white with those colors to make them pop just a little bit more. Okay. Okay. So I'm just gonna bring it all the way down here. Make it look like it could be either a sun. sunrise or a sunset. And I'm just going to stretch this out a little bit. And you can hear I'm scraping pretty hard on that. So, and then I'm going to come right back over here into my blue and darker, a little bit darker this time. And like right in, sort of like right in where that would start like reflecting. Could be waves, could be, I'm just going to start filling this in with a little bit of darker blue. Just to add the shadows in there of the water. And I'm just touching it and dragging it. And of course, the darker, the closer it gets to you, usually the darker the water will be. So, or whatever it is that you're painting, I still want that horizon pretty dark here. So you can even come through here and just sort of touch and bring some through too. And then on top of that, picking up a lot of white. Again, we could always just bring some of the white back in to make it look like the waves. And again, you can make them look just like the clouds, just right on top of the water. But I'm leaving like little flares up there to make it look like the water is really, really like coming in. Just rippling. And I like to have some white caps on there because maybe some brighter whites in some of it. Especially right here in front, just because. Awesome. Well, y'all think so far. Now I know on my camera, mine's looking really light, but honestly, it's pretty dark. And this, with acrylics, just know that your acrylic paint is always going to dry darker. So that's one reason, I've been putting quite a bit of white in this as well. So I hope everybody's been able to watch this. Okay, so now that I pretty well, I still want quite a bit more white. I have to put out some more paint. I'm just going to go right into white. And I'm just going to look and see where I would like to have it brightened up. And even, I've never washed the sponge, but even right in here, this is just, I'm just sort of going to go, I'm just barely touching that. And I'm just going to go all the way around that. Just a little bit of white. But I don't want it to look harsh, or so I might rub it in just a little bit. And wherever I think I need like some highlight on top of these clouds, I'm gonna go right in the middle here even. Okay. Same way with the water. If I want more, like I'd like right at the very tops of those to be a little bit brighter. That way, underneath, if it's darker, that's going to be your shadow. Okay. And it doesn't have to be like all the way across but just at the very tops of them. Once it dried just a little bit, to be able to come in and just brighten that up a little bit. And even here in the center, I'll get some more white. More yellow. And even some orange. Come right across there. And I'm touching this very lightly. I'm just sort of scraping it over. Uh-oh. You see what I just did? So what I do for that, go and pick up some more blue paint. I'm notorious for showing y'all how to fix mistakes. Wonder how I learned all these ways to fix mistakes. And right here on the horizon line, I got that quite darker. And then I'm gonna come through here, like right up underneath some of this where it's, I do have quite a bit of white right underneath it. I'm just gonna come in with that darker blue to make it look like it's definitely shadowed there. Okay. So I know that yeah, I may not be able to see that very well at this camera. Let me see if I can bring it up closer and you guys can see some of the detail in it. So there's one last thing I'm going to attempt to do. So once you pretty well get your sky and everything the way that you want it, um, I think right in here, I still need more white. And you could always do this once it dries to where I'm just barely touching that. Just going straight across with that. Same way here. I just think it needed more white to here. And I got a lot of white, so y'all may not want to do it that much. And I still have a lot of that color in there. So I'm just like, doing those little circles. Try to blend it in somewhere I don't have those harsh edges. As a matter of fact, we can even go just like we did the ocean, like sort of put just lines of like lines through here. And let it reflect a little bit. So, okay, I'm going to quit on that. This is what my children always get after me for. They say, Mom, you pick stuff. And you do. I tend to do that. And so you guys don't have to pick at it. If you're pleased with it, you're pleased with it. And just leave it that way. Okay. So I'm going to let all of this alone. Uh-oh, it's got all blurry again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. There we go. So, okay. So once we got that, I'm just going to set this aside because I'm not going to be using that sponge anymore. Well, I'm not saying I'm not going to use it. Once this dries a little bit more, and once I do what I'm going to do up here, and the rest of it, I may go back and use some of the sponge. But I want to use these little pieces. And what I'm going to do with them is I'm going to go, and I realize I just put all of this on there, so it's probably wet. But right up here in the top corner, and maybe over here to the side, I'm not for sure if I'll just put it in one place or not. But I'm gonna pick up some, actually, I think I'm gonna just go straight into this black. And look, I'm using that wedge right there. Just that little wedge. And basically, I'm just gonna come through here and I'm going to make like little streams. Okay. And I may even, I'm going to, I just went and picked up more paint. Maybe right here is a longer one. Right here. Okay. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to just touch this, and then I'm going to start pulling these out. Actually, I'm going to pull them this direction. Can you guess what this is going to be? I've got that sponge just at its point. I'm going to go right to the side, and I'm just going to keep pulling, 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 pulling. I'll just keep picking up more paint. Come right back over here, do the same thing. That's just like a little short, quick. I'm just like touching it, pulling it, touch it, pull. See, I love that little fuzzy edge on those. I keep going, picking up more paint. Oops, didn't like how that did. So I'm going to go back over this. Now, this is going to be just like the shadow in this. I'm going to go back over this with another color, your green that we got. Okay. I'm just going to do it right up in here too. So just to block all that out and have this come down just a little bit more. Okay. So I'm deciding on whether or not I want to put one on the other side. I usually don't like to, I think what I'm going to do here. Don't y'all love the way my mind works? Like I don't have y'all playing. I'm so sorry. But right here, I'm just gonna, I still have that right here. And I'm gonna come right up here on the side, and I'm actually going to make like a tree trunk. Okay. Y'all don't want to do that part. You don't feel comfortable doing that, you don't have to. But like right up here at the top, it's sort of gonna come to a point. And then look, I'm gonna go here again, just like I did over here. Okay. And we don't want to cover up all of our sunset, so. Okay, we're just gonna do a bunch of branches here. Now I'll clean up this tree trunk. If you use that sharp little edge, you can actually do a straight line and sort of clean that up a little bit, but it ain't gonna be straight anyway because they're not straight. I'll just keep going into some more. I've got that edge. I've got that edge right there that I'm doing to make those branches. Okay. And then I'm gonna just go right back into paint and do the same thing I did over here. Just touch, 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 pull, touch, pull, touch, pull, touch, pull. And I'm not going to do, I'm trying to do that very lightly because that's just going to be our shadow. That's not necessarily going to be, I guess it could be. I mean, depending on whether or not that was sunset, but it's pretty bright. So I'm thinking, I mean, even if it's a sunset, this should have a little bit of color to it. So, and I'm just touching and pulling. What time is it, guys? Oh, okay. I'm overdue. I said at 11:30, I think. Sorry, guys. So we're almost done. One thing about it, there's the record. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's recording. No, it is not. It's recorded on Facebook, though. That's a good thing. I don't have the recording on Zoom, but I have it on Facebook. So Facebook records. I had paused it when I was talking with Miriam and never forgot to turn it back on. It's okay. Okay, so once I got all this black, um, I'm not going to necessarily clean that. I'm just going to go into my green. Okay, and I'm not cleaning that off. Now, depending on whether or not we want that a little bit brighter, um, I think I'm just going to go with the green first and see what it's going to look like. And I'm not going to just go right over top of that, but I'm just going to do the same thing as I was doing. Okay. I got to get that. You got to be able to hold that right though, and I wasn't. Let's see. So again, touch, pull, touch, pull, touch, pull, touch, pull. And you guys could see mine whether or not you even want to do the brown or the green. I just think it adds, the black was basically like a shadow for it. Just gives it a little bit more depth, maybe. So I'm always going back, picking up more paint, guys. Pretty dark right here. And those are just touch, pull, touch, pull, touch, pull, touch, pull. Very easy. I hope some of you guys are doing this with me. I'm so grateful for Miss Miriam and Carolyn coming on. You guys are quiet. You don't have to be.
Well, I'm sure glad to be here. It's beautiful.
I appreciate that. I know what yours is going to be too. You guys, you girls, I'm telling you, y'all do me good. You do good for my heart.
Fellowship means so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Lifesaver.
I can hear.
Uh-oh, I'll tot it off. Sorry.
I appreciate it. So we're almost done. We're almost done. What I'm going to do next is just put a little bit of details on the tree after I get done with this part. And I hope y'all could see though. I mean, it's so, sometimes you might have to think outside the box a little bit to think, okay, I could do a whole canvas painting with a sponge. But you can use all kinds of stuff. I've done backgrounds with just paint and a plastic bag before to just really give it a texture. So, okay. So now that I got all of the trees pretty much the way that I want them, I'm gonna go in right in here, just a little bit, and I'm gonna put just a little tiny bit of, it's a very light touch. Just a little bit of white to here, just a little bit of highlight. Not even really white because I never cleaned this off. It's just on these little, the tips of these little branches. Sometimes it's doesn't really want to, I got so much paint in that, I don't think mine wants to act right, but so make sure you get that point really good. And I'm not going to do a bunch of it, maybe right in here. Again, just where the light would hit it a little bit more. Okay. Now, on this tree trunk, I'm going to pick up white. And I still have it. I've never cleaned that. This is the same little edge. And sort of make like a gray. I'm going to go right over here, right in this black with that white. And I'm just going to, look here. I'm just going to go over and make little, little ripples, little, Let me straighten that up because I went over top of it. And just right here may actually do more black. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this one. Remember, we have two wedges we cut. That's why I cut the other one off so that I could have a clean one to do more detail if I needed it. Okay, I'm gonna go straight into this black. And I'm gonna go right back up here and I'm gonna go right back up in the black here. Because that just didn't act like it wanted to do right. And I'm getting that very little tip of that. And yeah, it just didn't want to act right. So basically, I'm just coming over and I'm doing like a little curl up in there. Okay. And then to clean it up a little bit with the very tip of that. I'm going straight into black for that. Okay. Which if you've ever seen a coconut tree, they got all kinds of little little spikes and everything else on the back or all on their side. You can actually sort of touch it a little bit, make it a little bit. Okay. So that's what I said on this. It looks very, very light on my camera, but it really has a lot of paint to it. A lot of, okay, that's better. The way that light is hitting it there. You guys can see how dark it truly is and the detail that we put in it. So, yay, I hope you guys enjoyed. And again, the replay will be on Facebook. Okay. So normally I upload this and I put it up on my channel, and I will do that still because I can save it from Facebook and I'll put it up on my channel as well. But it will be on Facebook. And don't forget, look, I will even use this to show you. Let's see, I'll pick up some of the, let me try the just plain white. Just plain white. Let me see if I can get that little wedge in there. Well, it's actually different colors, so that's not bad. My initials. Don't forget to sign your painting. Let me know, please, if you guys enjoyed this. Miss Carolyn, Miriam.
Definitely enjoyed it.
Yes.
I'm glad to be back again.
Yay. So have you been painting? You have been painting along with me or just watching?
No, but I'm going to
Okay.
go back and do that last one yet.
Okay, very good.
Seems like I've been overwhelmed for a while, but I'm good.
Yes. Well, it's
Yeah.
wonderful. I'm glad you come on, Miss
Thank
Carolyn.
you.
I love
Yes.
you. Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome. I've enjoyed it.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, I'm gonna shut us off here. Let me see.